Gang, let's chat. So I mentioned it earlier, we're going to talk about it a little bit more now, and we're actually going to read some articles and stuff about it. Hopefully I don't get demonetized just for mentioning it. I don't know how strict it is. I've watched one or two videos on it, but not a ton, so I really need to get on it. So if you don't already know, some of you have been watching for the last few hours, and I mentioned it earlier. Some of you weren't, so we're just going to go over it really quick again. There is currently an adpocalypse on Twitch, just like there was on YouTube back in 2017, I believe. Back in 2017 on YouTube, there was a lot going on. A lot of people blame PewDiePie for that. I personally don't blame him. I blame media for that, but that was my take. Anyway, there was a huge adpocalypse on YouTube back in 2017. Advertisers pulled out due to controversial topics on the website. They didn't want to be involved in that. I can kind of see it sometimes, but the situation was weird. You had to be there, bro. You know what? Let's actually talk about the 2017 adpocalypse first. It's just to give you an idea of what we're going to go through.
It started very nicely. Well, kind of. Mariah Carey's New Year's Eve performance was a total failure. Cash Me Outside meme was everywhere, and fidget spinners started to die.
Oh, don't look at me, KSI. Please.
But there's one event that sparked a major backlash.
I am sorry. I didn't think they would actually do it. I feel partially responsible, but I didn't think they would actually do it.
In the video, PewDiePie showed a website called
I'm gonna explain it better than them. Alright, so basically, he was doing a video on Fiverr, right? And he was trying to show what people would do for $5. So he asked a bunch of people, like, this is the edgy time of YouTube. If you weren't watching in this era, this is like Filthy Frank era, right? So back then it was a little bit edgier. People could get away with a little bit more, right? Basically, he made the video where, he asked a mathematician to make a pee-pee out of a graph. He asked someone else, a guy dressed up as Jesus to say subscribe to Jacksepticeye 2. And he said, Jacksepticeye 2. And then, he just did some silly, goofy things. Some of them were a bit more edgy, some of them were not as edgy. Well then, there were these guys who would dance in the jungle. I don't know if they knew a ton of English. I'm not sure. They said that they didn't. Some people believe that they did. I'm not going to say what he asked them to write down because I don't want to ever say that. But he asked them to write something that was pretty rough. Pretty rough. Meant to be taken as a joke. Held up a sign and they would write whatever you wanted on the sign. Most people, when he made requests and paid them $5, they saw that he was asking for something crazy, like kind of offensive, and they were just like, oh, we're not doing that. And he'd be like, oh, all right, whatever. It was a funny laugh anyway. These people did it. And you are welcome to look up what they wrote. I'm not going to say what they wrote because I don't want to ever say that. You can look it up. They wrote something anti-Semitic. Very anti-Semitic. But he meant it just to be a shock factor, because this was the shock factor of YouTube. These kind of jokes were not... these kind of jokes were not off-brand for people like Filthy Frank, PewDiePie, even H3, back at that day, iDubbbz. This is also the iDubbbz kind of era. So, this was normalized back then. People weren't as cautious about what they were saying on YouTube and stuff. It was unhinged. It was a little unhinged. And much like how we make 9/11 jokes now, they used to make Hitler and Jew jokes. Were they totally in the right for that? I don't think the chat was carried out, well. I don't think it was carried out as well. I can kind of see that he wanted to make the joke, but looking back on it, it was not done well. Nowadays especially, it would not fly. But initially his chat liked it. Like, his fan base, they thought it was funny. Because then they opened the sign, and it said that. And they said, subscribe to Keemstar. And then they did a little goofy dance. At first, his audience really liked it. And then media picked it up. Wall Street Journal was one of the bigger ones. Wall Street Journal and The Sun both kind of picked it up. Sorry I know so much about this. I live on YouTube, so. Basically, Wall Street Journal and The Sun kind of picked it up. Wall Street Journal wrote this huge article saying, Felix Schellberg is a Nazi. Yeah. Can I even say that word? Oh, God. I don't make any money anyway. Whatever. Can you chill? That's the thing with the adpocalypse. If they're going to take away our money anyway, we're going to just say what we want then. I don't know. I don't know what we can and can't type or chat about. I don't know. Okay. We're just going to go for it. But basically, Wall Street Journal took a bunch of clips of PewDiePie completely out of context. Even him just like raising his arm pointing at something, they took that and said, oh, he's saluting, you see that? And took it way too far. Contacted all of his sponsors and people he worked with, and he was dropped from Disney, from Maker, which is the company he was working with. They contacted YouTube and tried to get him deplatformed, lose his job entirely, and it was based off of out of context clips. So, was PewDiePie right in making that joke? No. And he apologized for it sincerely. He was like, you know what? It was too edgy. It went too far. I didn't think they were going to do that. He genuinely regretted it. And that was it. But they turned it into something so much bigger than that. They didn't do... Season 2 was immediately canceled after the Wall Street Journal article. Because Wall Street Journal writers contacted YouTube, Rebel Mode, Maker, and Disney. Instead of going to him, they could have went to him for a statement, and they didn't. Once all that came out, advertisers, heard about all of this. Wall Street Journal, The Sun, these are huge medias talking about all this. Word spread like wildfire. People who weren't even involved with YouTube were talking about all this. And then advertisers heard about all this and were saying like, oh, there's some controversial stuff going on in YouTube. We gotta pull out. We can't be supporting these people. They need to clean up their website. We can't have our advertisements on these sorts of things. Because again, this was the edgy era of YouTube. And so far, advertisers didn't have a problem with it. Until there started being articles posted about it and more people started talking about it. Then all of a sudden, it's a problem. So then they pulled out advertising for anyone edgy. You couldn't swear. Like, you couldn't even swear. And I know that I've been intentionally cutting back just for personal reasons on that kind of stuff. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's what's going to happen on Twitch as well. Yes, some people said screw it and just kept doing it because they were successful enough that they could. Others not so much. But basically, the adpocalypse began. Advertisers pulled. People were making no revenue. Or if they were making a ton of revenue before, it was maybe chopped in half or a third of what they were making. And then, yeah. But it ended up being YouTube had to come in with all of these policies, and the website changed. Content on YouTube completely changed from that era forward. Alright, so that's like a basic summary of what happened in 2017. Mostly from my memory, because I'm chronically online, and I have been for how many years now? Good lord. How old am I? 21? Alright, so let's get into the current adpocalypse. This came out a day ago. Grant Taylor Hill wrote this article. We're going to see how accurate it is, because I know a little about it. I've been watching it slowly happen. Because if you guys don't know, I know a lot of people might not like Hassan. I thought the video of him crushing a watermelon with his thighs was very nice. Okay, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Hassan, if you can hear me, hi, you're cool. I know that he was involved in it, someone named Asmongold. I've never really watched him before, but I know he's pretty controversial. He's been in some hot water lately, but now he is unbanned and doing his thing. 5 ads, oh, I guess you gotta subscribe. I doubt I'm making revenue off that anyway. Yeah, my past couple of... Exactly. And, like, Winter, you're like me. You don't even, like, talk about politics or anything like that, do you? I made a whopping 2 cents last week. 2 cents. Two pennies. Count them, baby. This is the bread and butter earnings for some Twitch streamers. Not me. Good God. 2 cents. 10,000 a day. 10,000 a day revenue. I'm sorry, what? How do I get that? That's still far, far more than average. Work out with someone that, yeah, 2,000. I make like 12,000 a year in my regular job. If that. It's usually more like 10,000. You kidding me? 10,000 a day? I make that in a year. Are you kidding me? Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm complaining. 95% drop in earnings. Dear gosh. Has yet to comment on why ad revenue is plummeting. Oh, so you're telling me nothing right now. Awesome.
That's right. Another mogul mail. I'm going back to back. And I gotta say, guys, what the heck?
What
I looked
the
at my
heck?
analytics on this channel after taking a 10-week hiatus, and thousands will be.
I get it.
We're talking about the Twitch adpocalypse. Why? Because I was talking to my friend Shake about it last night, and I wanted to look up a video to learn more about it, and there was none.
There are
So I
now.
decided, okay, I will make one. And today, I should
I'm making one. This is me making one right now, chat. Boom. Say hello, YouTube.
preface, we are going to basically be talking about 3 points around the Twitch adpocalypse. What is it? How did it happen? And what should happen next to fix it? That's really what I want to address today. And we should start with first ads on Twitch. Because I'm old enough on Twitch that back in my day, Unk status, I get it. It was cringe to run ads. People didn't do it. And it made sense, you know? People would already be paying your subscribers for your content. So why would you also be taxing people by making them watch ads?
I totally get this because I felt really bad about running ads when I first became affiliate. I was so terrified of it. I was like, oh, that's so sucky though. Like, I don't want people to have to sit through a bunch of ads because, like, when I go to watch Phil's of Minecraft and I have to sit through 5 minutes of ads, I hate it. So I do feel bad about that sometimes, but at the same time, money. I need to pay my bills, bro. This is helping pay my bills.
Until Twitch made a bit of a change. They started to tell you how much money you would make if you were to run ads. And they also ran a program that subsidized that amount of money. So they basically say like, okay, well, this is how many viewers you have. If you were to run like 3, 6, 9 minutes of ads an hour, we could pay you like a couple $1,000s. And, you know, not only could we...
Where? Give it to me now. Please. I'm tired of getting 2 cents. Please. I will take $5. $5. $5 right now, please.
We will guarantee pay you that amount of money, and you just do the deliverables, and, you know, it all sort itself out. They're basically subsidizing people running ads. Now, they only ran this program for like a few months, but it worked. It created a culture where streamers now knew how much they would make if they ran ads, and it became a part of their lifestyle and overall income. And so now people run ads. But if we take it at face value, he says he earned $1.2 million during his subathon, and he only had 63,000 subscribers. Now, I say only because if you do the math, that 63,000 subscribers is $220,000, which means he made an extra $1 million. That's not from bits. That would mostly be from ads. Wow. And what makes this even more realistic and more impressive in my mind, Jason was the biggest in the FaZe group for their subathon in terms of sub.
I've never seen that light purple right there is ads. I've never seen my bar look like that. What the frick?
Subscribers. You can see 100,000 right here. And he made $500,000 total. It's a lot of money. Now the light pink is the amount of money he made from
purple,
ads.
but
You can see his ad density went down,
lilac.
right? He didn't make as much from ads as opposed to somebody like Lazy.
I know that because that's my favorite color. Oh, Jesus. I'm gonna cry. Dude, what? Look at this. Look at this!
See, that's a lot of light pink.
Uh-huh.
Now, ignore this number. I know is a fact. He inspect elemented this. This is a fake number. This number is real.
Got it.
So
Okay.
he made $70,000 less than Jason while having less than half as many subs, less average viewers. How? Because his ad density was so high. He's running an ad density equivalent to TV shows. Okay.
I'm at what? 20 subs. How many ads I gotta run for $1,000? I'm kidding.
Okay, and he's able to make
Where am
just from that
We
hundreds
need money, Arthur. Money.
of thousands of dollars in ads. I would not be surprised if Kai made as much, if not more, money from his subathon in advertising than he did from all of the hundreds of thousands of subs.
I
he
never
has.
thought of it like
This is all kind of gone now. The advertisers are pulling out. It is
Never mind, chat. No more ads. No more ads. Look at me. I never once cared about ads. I am humble. I am not focused on money. Don't call me Dutch.
true, and streamers are making a lot less money this month. Okay, how do we know this? Well, Twitch streamers are talking about it. Here is Quinn.
What the hell? So you're getting, wait. Oh, bro, you're just getting
This
no ad
setup
money
is funny.
at all.
All right, here's Moon Moon also talking about
I
it.
saw like
Trying to get a wide array of
ads,
streamers.
ads, adpocalypse, blah 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 blah. Out of curiosity, I want to check my revenue. In the last 2 days I've streamed, I received $0 on ads.
And then finally, here's Stock Guy actually showing his analytics. You can see how much
Chat, calm yourselves. Yes, advertisers are pulling out. Not in that way. Not in that way. Silverman Rise, I don't need to know what you would do.
money he is making from ads and how far it has dropped. For some people, it's half. For some people, they're making 10, 20% of what they used to make. And the way ads worked on Twitch for a long time was a very simple calculation. What is your viewership? Okay. What is your ad density? How many ads are you running an hour? And where are your viewers from? Because advertisers view viewers differently depending on their location. That is it. That is the only factors that went in. And then however much money Twitch made from advertising, they would pay you out like a percentage portion, all right? You know, something like 30, 40, 50, some percent based off your deal of how much money they made from the advertisers.
Turtle is meowing in anger. Sorry.
The issue is that only works if they have advertisers. And a lot of advertisers have pulled out, okay? They have pulled out and it has hit Twitch hard. All right, and I'll talk in a minute what my prediction is for what will happen to that advertising money. But first, we have to talk about why they pulled out.
Yes.
Where did the
That's what we need to
advertisers go? Do they hate Twitch all of a sudden? Well, the genesis of this, as far as I can tell, is when Asmon got banned off of Twitch. Because you see, Asmon got banned after making some comments about Palestinian people. Some very negative comments about Palestinian people. He got banned off of Twitch. And this sort of caused a domino effect where people are like, okay, you ban Asmon for saying this thing about Palestinian people, but, you know, what about this person saying this thing about this people? And that happened a lot. Because this is an issue Twitch has been dealing with for years.
That is putting it very lightly, but I don't know. He might not be able to say exactly what he said. Kind of like what I did earlier when I was talking about PewDiePie's situation. I can't say exactly what they wrote on that sign. Turtle, why are you biting my ankle? Yeah, no, like, it's the same thing. Like, I won't be repeating that. I think that's disgusting. I don't want to even say it. But I think we're aware of what he said. If you're not aware, look it up. I'm not going to say it. So.
Which is inconsistency in their bans. All right,
That has been a really big problem. That's why, like, a lot of people have been kind of like, ooh, what can we say? What can't we say? Because they could ban you for anything. They've banned people for nothing. They've banned people for a lot less than what Asmon did, but they've also let a lot of people go, and they've said similar things. So that has been a huge problem on Twitch. Can you chill, bro? Hello, Evelyn. Evelyn is very interested in this story, alright? But yeah, that was one thing when I was debating whether or not to go to Twitch or YouTube, that was something I was like kind of worried about. But I don't talk about anything. This is the first time really talking about anything controversial. It's not even that controversial. We're just trying to be informed. And if they consider this controversial, what the frick? Like, you know?
they have their code of conduct, their terms of service, whatever. They have to ban based off of that. And sometimes it's not upheld consistently.
I will say, again, I'm not super up to date with everything with Twitch, but I know a lot about YouTube because I grew up watching a lot of YouTube, a lot about the analytics and stuff. So YouTube did go through this, and they still kind of do this every now and then. We'll demonetize one person and not demonetize another. So, for example, 2017, PewDiePie situation. He was pretty much immediately stripped from everything he had. No shows. Scared PewDiePie was canceled, kicked out of his office with Disney. Maker dropped him. Revel mode stayed, but he was completely, what's it called? He lost a lot. He didn't lose everything, but he lost a lot. Jump a few months later, Logan Paul goes to Japan. Not only was there the Forest video, which, by the way, was not demonetized. He demonetized it at first. It was not age restricted. Can you chill? It was not age restricted. To this day, I get a little heated about that subject because my little cousin, who was about, oh God, how old was she? 10 years old at the time, texted me saying, I think I just saw a dead body in Logan Paul's video. Like, I think that was real. I'm really scared right now. Can you come over? And I came over. By the time I got there, it still was not age restricted. So I watched it. How old was I at the time? Let's find out, chat. I was 14, 15 years old when I saw it. I don't think it had a lasting effect on me. I'm not going to say I was traumatized by it or anything like that. But that's not something children should be seeing. My 10-year-old cousin's scared to death because she saw that in her subscription feed. And how he was laughing about it. And she was like, I don't think that's right. A 10-year-old saying, I don't think that was right that he was laughing at that. Like, I don't think that was funny. No! Really? No, it wasn't. And yeah, I think I've been desensitized to those little things, but she wasn't. And I will never forget that. She has never forgot that. So, YouTube has also been very inconsistent over the years. That was the point I was going to make. Again, I'm not super into Twitch history, but I have been aware of their inconsistent bans and stuff. And for me, I relate that to YouTube. How they demonetize certain people, but won't demonetize others. And certain people, their stuff is immediately taken down. We're going to try to ruin your life over a joke that you made. But you clearly broke TOS. Because that's the thing. They wanted to ban PewDiePie. They went into the terms of service. He didn't break terms of service. Technically, from a technical standpoint, he did not break terms of service enough to have his channel deleted. Logan Paul barely got any repercussions. His age analytics at the time, his audience was mostly children. And in my opinion, it still is. That was just, I wanted to relate it back to that because that's something that I'm familiar with. So that helped me, Honestly, how is Twitch okay with this? Partner Twitch streamer proclaims she hopes, great. Sketching Amazon runs Twitch. Twitch frequently promotes her in ads. Oh God.
All right, and so this became, you can see October 16th is the day Asmund got banned, a very common trend. All right, oh, you ban Asmund? Well, what about when Frogan said this, crazy thing about U.S. soldiers? All right, and Twitch got basically controversy after controversy after controversy. All right, and at first, this was maybe just some social media stuff, but then there was a concerted effort by people to go straight to the advertisers, all right? Because Twitch wasn't buckling. They weren't banning other people for their comments based off the social media blow up. They were just kind of holding fast. They banned Asmund. They're like, okay, we're good now. Please leave us alone. That did not work. They were not left alone. Not only were they not left alone, their advertisers were not left alone. And this is one of the other genesis I can see of advertisers now getting involved after the Asmon ban.
So, just to relate this back to the situation we talked earlier about with PewDiePie's adpocalypse scandal, not only did, people get upset with PewDiePie, they went to the people sponsoring him and to YouTube itself and complained to them. And were like, oh, deplatform him right now. So what is going on now is that there are certain people, I don't know exactly who, so I'm not going to try to sit here and name names. I don't know all that, I'm sorry. Basically, they've gone to the advertisers now instead of Twitch. And have been like, oh, see, you're sponsoring this? Oh, you're going to sponsor this? Is that what you're really going to do? Or really? Interesting. And the advertisers now are shaking in their boots. Like, oh, well, we didn't know we were advertising that. That's not what we meant. We're just with Twitch. Twitch has our ads and runs our ads. So, just like in 2017, the next step, no more ads. You can't have anything good.
And here's a tweet that said, made a video of what you can do. It's a long video, so I'll just distill it. But basically, it was email the advertisers that Twitch worked with who were displayed prominently in sections that people viewed as like anti-Semitic, and get them involved. Okay? He says, fuck Twitch.
Wait, don't you read that, Ludwig. Don't you read that. Don't get me banned. Hold on now. So I can see the idea behind this. I can. I think, if you really want... Okay, obviously, like, people making those kind of statements and stuff, yeah, they need to get punished in some way. So I can kind of see maybe, I guess, where they're coming from with that, of going to the advertisers. Thing is, you're not thinking about... That is, to me, a loud minority. Because most of the people that I've seen on Twitch, that I watch, are just normal, perfectly fine people. They don't make comments like that. But now, because advertisers are pulling out completely, sure, those people are not getting monetized anymore. Neither are we. What would you like to say? Anything? What are your thoughts on the adpocalypse, Turtle? I know. You know what this means? Less treats. Yeah, it does. No more treats, no more catnip for you. You're addicted, Turtle. You're addicted.
Now, you might think to yourself, okay, well, Ludwig, this was like a month ago, right? We're November 16th now. Asmon got banned October 16th. The banning of the people at the TwitchCon panel was October 21st. Well, how do you think ad deals work? It rolls over the next month.
Yes.
So the reason ad rates plummeted in November is because all those advertisers pulled out for the month of November. And there's no way in that 2-week period for Twitch to resell a bunch of ad slots to brand new advertisers, especially when brand new advertisers are going to see this blowing up on social media and not want to touch it with a 60-foot pole. You get me? In Twitch world, a piss match, right? Hassan is blaming Asmon Gold for the adpocalypse for teaming up with people who he says, and Asmon is
looking at me and blaming me. I want to say you're welcome.
Taking blame himself.
Oh.
And probably talking about DEI again for the 100th time, if I had to guess. Now, what is Twitch doing about it? Twitch has done two main things.
Okay.
The first one is they're trying to have the most perfectly crafted, curated conduct policy to be able to catch all things.
Let's read it. Okay, so it seems like to me they don't. Our goal isn't to stifle a conversation. Yeah, it is. Because there's a lot going on in the world and not everyone is in the right. So sometimes there might be some people a little bit upset about it. I don't think that that's Now, of course, I do agree that there is a line where it's disrespectful. Problem is, I transformed to a sim. The problem is that they are now banning people with just simply the tag of their country. Because, you know, like for me, I tag, my tags are English, female streamer, autism, ADHD, mental health, safe space, no spoiler, no backseat gaming. Those are the ones that I pretty much always keep. Another streamer, though, I don't remember his name, crap. He had the tag Iran, or Iranian. I think that's how you say it, sorry. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. But, yeah, he had it basically because he's from Iran. That's it. But he lives in America. He doesn't talk about politics. It seemed like he's pretty middle of the road on everything. He doesn't talk about it. He just plays video games. But he had that as his tag to attract people who were also from Iran. So that way he could have people alike. Just like for me, I have English, autism, ADHD, mental health, because I talk about those things pretty often. I have autism and I have ADHD. I would like to attract people who also have these things. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Bro. Shut up, Silver. No, you didn't. You're still here. You're still held captive. Shut up. So anyway, this guy, I don't think he got banned, but he got completely demonetized. And when he asked about it to his Twitch rep, they said, "Oh, it's because you had that tag." Mind you, again, he does not talk politics. So I get it, like, because politics are kind of crazy right now, it's getting kind of hateful out there. If they want to crack down on that, I don't agree with it, but I could see why they're trying to. But having the tag of your country, that makes no sense. And they automatically added the tag politics to him, which immediately demonetized him. I'm very worried that they're going to do the same thing to me, but at this point, I don't care. That's so ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. And other people who have the tag Israel, Palestine, Venezuela, Cuba, places like that, places that are stereotypically not the favorite of America, they're getting completely demonetized. Simply for having the country in their tags. They might not even live there. They don't even talk about it. I can't even comprehend it. It's so ridiculous. So, that was something that I saw. I think I saw his son was... That's who I saw it with, because he interviewed him. So I saw that clip and I was just like, what? Like, I need to learn about this. And this was right when it was coming out that, guys, I think we're about to have an adpocalypse. Very stupid, unnecessary. Yeah. Yeah. So, this whole thing of, we're just, our hateful conduct policy. So, if they're from that country, they're hateful? Is that, what are you trying to say? Bizarre. Very bizarre. Yeah. Ridiculous. I'm fortunate enough to be in a place and of a race where I don't get scrutinized as much for that. I can't imagine for the ones who are. I hope I worded that correctly. I don't know. I'm very tired. It just makes me upset. I get upset for them.
Things that could offend anyone and make advertisers as happy as possible. And this is a very hard thing to do in an ever-changing world. Their latest change has been making the term Zionist along...
Don't say it, Ludwig! No! Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. R.I.P. chat. We're dead. Well, you know what? Whatever. If they ban me for that... Surely, if they ban me for that... That's so stupid. Good lord. Okay, so you know what? You know what? We're gonna... Ludwig, you're pushing your luck here. Do you say anything else worthy? I think we get the situation now. I'm not risking it anymore. Let me change the title. I think we're done talking about that. Are we all clear on what the adpocalypse is now? So basically, if you want to support me, the only way you really can is by tips, like I guess donations, merch, and subscribing. Because advertisers ain't doing nothing.